Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
John Adams' absence, presented by Jennifer Morris, Next Move, SmokyMountains.com. As we shout you out on a beautiful Tuesday, it is, man, to say it's hot, we are in the dog days of summer. The dog days of summer. So here we are. Fired up, focused, and prepared. The great Matt Diskin is alongside. Manny Marin County has found himself a new home. He finally found a home, hearing a song. Matt Diskin, I hope this works out. I hope this shortstop doesn't go in the draft, Matt Diskin. I hope these guys don't go in the draft, Matt Diskin. Tennessee's gambling a little bit, Matt Diskin.
Well, they're in the draft. You just hope that Tennessee's offer is enough to keep them from being drafted or being selected high enough to get a paycheck. But yeah, it's a risk you take when you play in the portal with guys that are draft eligible, which you kind of have to if you want that kind of proven production from guys from the high end talent that it takes to keep Tennessee at the top of the sport.
It's wild, man. I mean, I don't know how these people do this, and more power to them. Do you guys realize that tomorrow is the 5th anniversary of the beginning of NIL? July 1, 5th anniversary of the madness, happened in 2021. As I bring John Adams in, Brian, is that a long is that a long 5 years, a short 5 years for you? What's it feel like? We've been in the NIL era. July 1 is 5 years of NIL.
This is also the last day Tennessee is in Nike school. They will be in an Adidas school starting tomorrow. So that's
wow.
And yeah, it does seem like a long time, but also it seems like just yesterday in a way.
On the Westwood One Radio Network. Let's bring John Adams in now without further ado. I'm here, he's there. John, how we doing?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me?
Oh, loud and proud.
Good. I just want to comment. I walked in, and you know what Brian did when I came in?
What's that?
He said, "Could I get you some water?" Have you ever offered me anything when I came in?
I don't believe that because you walked in late and Brian was already behind the console. So Brian, I know the drill, John.
Brian,
now that bit might have worked if you'd have gotten there, like
Brian
at say $10 the hour.
I did offer him some water.
Thank you,
because
Brian.
We've got a heat advisory that just started that's in effect until 9 p.m. on Thursday.
What are you, Todd freaking Howell?
Listen to Brian with the facts. God, don't argue with him in court, Tony.
So John, I go to Pennsylvania, right? I'm thinking I'll pack because I was looking at their weather here the last couple of weeks, and I was thinking I'll pack like a couple of hoodies, some long sleeve shirts, blah 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 blah. Tomorrow the temperature is 101. Thursday it's 102. Friday is going to go to 105. My sister's having a big barbecue for our family, and it's going to be like 97 degrees. I just went out and walked, and it's way too hot out there for me already. I mean, way too hot.
Do you ever wear shorts, Tone?
I didn't pack a pair of shorts.
So everybody's getting barbecued there then.
Like the guy that fought Andy.
John, have you heard about that? Andy got in the ring.
Oh, no.
Andy fought in a tough man thing down in Sweetwater.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like a wrap off against maybe.
No. It was physical. He called in yesterday and gave us a full wrap up of it. Okay, I don't want to talk. What I do want to, I want to pivot into a couple things.
Wait a minute, is he okay?
Brian can show you some clips. Matt, describe how Andy's fight went for John, because Andy's approved to 1-0 in combat sports. He has a record now.
John, all you need to know is Andy won by TKO. His opponent didn't answer the third round bell.
Oh my gosh. Really? Andy's a regular Renaissance man. He's a rapper. He's a fighter. Hey, Tony, why don't you write a song about rapper Andy? He's a rapper. He's a fighter.
That's a good idea. You and I ought to sit down and pen a song.
Yeah, let's write a song about rapper.
He's not a joker.
He's not.
He's a rapper. He's a fighter.
He's a midnight.
I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Okay, yeah.
We're fired up, focused, and prepared. Couple things are afoot here. Hey, Matt, I want to talk about what we were talking about yesterday, which is That's So Tennessee. I want to get yours because I'm going to do a blog on it tomorrow. I want to get John's too. Here's what we've come up with so far. And then I also want to talk about the fact that this is the last year where we're going to have a terrible week 0. I don't understand, and I've never understood. And by the way, tomorrow is July 1. Tomorrow will be the last month without football for the rest of the year. That's good news. And we're also going to have football in the month of July because that's when the media days begin. And July 20th through the 23rd in Tampa. And John, are you excited about it, SEC Media Days?
I've never been excited about SEC Media Days. I don't go to them anymore. I haven't been the last 2 times, and I won't be going to this. There's no point in going anymore. It's an ESPN. It's an SEC network production or an ESPN production. Everything is available. Every interview. It's not as though you pull some coach to the side and say, "Hey, coach, I heard something about your running back." Blah blah blah.
You can't get near them.
No, they're they've practically got armed guards. But no, it's all formulated, and it's a TV production. So there's no real reason. I mean, Adam Sparks will be there for our paper.
What a goof he is. Going down there. No offense, Adam.
Well, he's getting paid to go down there, Tony. He's also got that man travels a lot. Sometimes
I love him. Adam, I love you. He's listening. Adam, I love you. Adam just came back from Italia. Adam went to Montreal, Canada earlier this year, caught an NHL playoff game. I mean, Adam, I love you. I want to live your life, Adam. I want to come back as Adam Sparks.
Well,
by the way, so the media days, 20th through the 23rd are the media days. And then somewhere between 24 and 29 days out is when football practice begins for the start of the season. Hey, Matt, can you believe that it's like going to be July and it's almost here? Does it feel that way to you, Matt? Because I'll tell you what a weird thing was Tennessee baseball getting eliminated a little earlier this year. It's made the summer feel kind of strange.
Well, once the College World Series is over, you're right in. It basically takes you into July, and then this year we've got the World Cup that can keep you occupied a little bit. So, it's about July, and it's I don't really I'm like John about SEC Media Days. It's long overdone its purpose. In this 24/7 social media age, there's no real point in it now. But yeah, it's fun. Did you say it's in Tampa this year and not Hoover?
Tampa.
Yeah. They've started moving it around.
So I guess the Bama ring hat guy won't be down there because I'm pretty sure that guy's not allowed to leave the state.
Well, also maybe some people will chip in. Take some of Alabama's bountiful supply of NIL money. I'm being sarcastic there, and paying his way down there. See, they've had it at different places now. It was always best at Hoover. They had it at Atlanta. That was a thing. It was a big deal when it was in Hoover. All the people in the businesses around there knew it was going on. It's a big deal. And Alabama people came out there to it. But you go to Tampa or you go to Atlanta, when we had it in Atlanta, nobody there in Atlanta knows it's going on. The first column I would do if I were going to Tampa is I'd go around town and just ask people, say, hey, what do you think about the SEC Media Days being in Tampa this week? And they would look at me like I had three heads.
No question.
They don't
That'd
care.
That'd be a great piece. Embarrass the league. Yep.
It's a regional thing. Tony, I do want to say right off the top that I watched that entire soccer game between the U.S. and who was that bunch it was playing?
Turkey.
Turkey.
They
Spell it differently now.
Turkey.
Turkey yippee yay yo.
That's why I couldn't remember what the name of it was. So, is it inappropriate to address someone from what used to be known as Turkey? If you say, hey, I hear you from Turkey, would that be an insult?
John, I can't figure out what the smart set's doing because 1 minute it's Qatar, the next minute it's Qatar, the next minute it's Qatar, and now we got Turkey, I, Turkey, yo.
I thought
we got a game. I don't know what to say about any of this.
Tony, since I'm not that educated in soccer, and I know I can watch it. I mean, it's not complicated. You kick the ball in the goal or hit it with your head. However, I really thought first impression, and admittedly, I was biased. I was pulling for the American team. Imagine that. And I thought that Turkey bunch was kind of rough. What do you
No
have
question.
What do you have to do to get a roughing the player penalty, if there is such a thing? How do they call roughness? Because they're grabbing, they're hitting people.
They give yellow and red cards.
I know, but
for some of that.
But what constitutes? I mean, is it just a judgmental thing? Is too much contact? Do they have to draw blood?
It's pretty next level. Last night's game, I tell you what, John, yesterday was a great day of sports. I'm not here to shove the kickball tournament down anybody's throat. I'm really not. Brian, how good was yesterday for you and me that enjoy the sport? How good was that yesterday? All 3 games, Brian.
I loved it, but I don't like games being decided by penalty kicks. I just don't. Although there is a lot of drama and it's pressure, and to see guys just wilt under the pressure, that can be intriguing. But I hate deciding games that way.
To see world level guys that are making like bank in Europe, who have had all this pressure on them all their lives, go up there. A guy went up last night from Germany, who's their goal scorer, and hit it over the goal, Bri. He looked like, and here's the thing that comes to my mind. We get on our kicker in that Georgia game, who's got all the pressure in the world on him as well, and pulls a ball and misses a kick. It really makes you rethink how mean we are to these college kids. Because I'm going to tell you something. These guys are well-paid, highly tuned professionals that kick millions of balls from that spot right there. All the practice, and they go out there, and I mean to tell you, they feel the pressure of their nation, because I tell you, when you watch those people in the stands, it's like SEC football times about 10. That is the amount of whatever it is that's in the stands. Those people live and die by that crazy sport. I mean, it's unbelievable watching that yesterday. All 3 matches were tremendous. That Uruguay, Germany, that's a team the United States wasted, Brian. I don't know what the odds were in that game. Germany was one of the favorites in the tournament. My driver from Amazon a week and a half ago, who spoke no English, we were talking through one of those translator apps when he brought a package. I was playing music on my porch, and he comes up and he drives up, and we start talking. He asked me what song I was playing. I was playing One of These Nights by the Eagles. I was kind of learning the melody and the solo. But he says to me,
I thought you said he didn't speak any English.
No, he asked me through his app. He said, "What is that? What kind of music is that? And what group?" And I told him. And then we started talking, and I said, "Are you watching the World Cup?" And he said, "See." And I said, "Who are the 3 nations who has the 3 best teams?" And he held his app up, and he said, England and Brazil. And then he goes, and Alemania, which is Germany in Espanol. So 2 of his 3, or 1 of his 3 is gone. So great. So great.
Tony, you're being very sympathetic to this German kicker, and I thought you were overly harsh toward Max Gilbert. Why didn't you show him a little of that compassion?
That's what I'm saying. Right, that's the point. It really makes me rethink.
Oh, so
how
you had an
hard? No.
John, he's not staying wrong, is what he's trying to say.
No, Matt. No, I'm just saying, if these guys that are making like $80 million a year, and Brian will tell you, Brian, how many choke jobs yesterday did we see from that penalty stripe? From some of these, from the dot, some of the great players in the world, Brian, pulling shots, hitting posts, the whole thing.
Not even coming close to putting a shot on target. I mean, we're talking several yards, either to the left or above it.
How far off was Gilbert on that Georgia kick? Were they
the guy last night? Hey, John, this guy last night.
20 yards.
John, this guy last night, who Germany late subbed, he's a real tall guy, and he's gotten 4 goals in international play recently, and he's kind of their secret weapon. They bring him in for headers.
You really know this stuff.
But he was supposed to put it away, okay? He shot it, and I'm not going to lie to you here. By the time it got to the goal, It was a good 12 feet over the post. He pulled it so badly. And then another guy last night in that Holland game shot a ball wide, like way wide. Brian, I don't know if you stayed up and watched the Holland deal. There are people, first of all, I love Holland, but I'm glad they went home because they went out there last night looking like pink highlighters. I don't want my eyes to bleed when I'm watching World Cup soccer, damn it. And they made my eyes bleed last night. Brian, why were they dressed like pink or orange highlighters? Like Clemson highlighters. They have that pretty Tennessee orange that they wear. And then they went out there last night. It looked like something that Nike would cook up.
They let Morocco sort of dictate the game the entire way. Morocco really should have been up 1-0 at halftime. And their approach just was very faulty, and it didn't give them a chance to do what they really do well, and they paid for it.
Brian? Yeah, go ahead, John.
Well, I've heard so much from you and Brian. I'd like to get Matt's analysis of the World Cup so far.
I only watched the Germany game yesterday. I didn't watch any of the other ones. But I'm kind of curious to see how far the U.S. goes in this. I think if they win a game or two from here, it's probably a pretty good result. And maybe the thing's opening up for them with some of these upsets in the knockout round.
See, I guess Matt's more knowledgeable than I am about this.
And James Daniel IV said, Tah from Germany didn't get nearly as much flack as he deserved because he plays for Bayern. If he played for anyone else, he would have been drawn and quartered. But Germany fans are soft on Bayern Munich. That's very interesting, James Daniel IV. Another great take by you. I love me some James Daniel IV. I've become a fan of his. Any word on GMAC?
Playing soccer for Texas Tech next year?
Any word on... Boy, I'm so glad, by the way, that Paramount Plus, I am so glad. I'm going to get me a subscription, Matt, to follow Inside Texas Tech's obnoxious football program leading up to the season. Actually, them being Sorsby-less and them being down to their second quarterback does make it kind of fun if the kid from Tulsa ends up as our starting quarterback. I don't know if you guys have seen this since we've last convened, but the CFL over the weekend told Sorsby, don't apply to us, please. We're not interested in you. They put a release out. They're not even going to take him. I don't want your secondhand love, Eric Clapton. They don't even want him, John. The freaking three-down football, John. The CFL that Brian Hartman watches in the summer.
Well, that's another story. But I didn't know Brian watched the CFL. But I think this will start. What happened with Sorsby and the Tulsa kid won't be the quarterback. Hammond will be the quarterback. He's just got to get over that knee injury. He should be ready by the third game. I think this will be a motivational force for Texas Tech. They've got the world against them, and you know how coaches and teams love to say, nobody likes us. The world is against us. We get no respect. We're going to show them, and they play with a chip on their shoulder. I think Texas Tech will make the playoff.
Okay, so Smokey Vol 88 says he saw something posted from the Manning Passing Academy, and GMAC wasn't included in the video. Wow. Tell me about GMAC, John, your sources, the Manning Passing Academy. Peyton Manning made news. I got to ask Matt about that. He said he's cheering for Texas.
Well,
he said blood's thicker than water. And yesterday I had some people come to me and say, no, you're wrong for agreeing with him. That's not family. A nephew is not family. I'm like, what? They said immediate family is family. A nephew or a niece is not family. And I'm like,
that's
since when? I drove 650 miles the other day to come to my niece's wedding, which was Friday night. I was so glad I did.
Tony, when was the last time you saw your niece?
2 years ago. Because I haven't been back to Pennsylvania.
Okay.
But the fact of the matter is, is that if she needed something, I would drop and get in my car and drive. And if she was playing the Vols, I would cheer for her rather.
Ooh.
Not like Matt Diskin, who would cheer. I guarantee you, Matt says he'd cheer against her. Guaranteed.
I think, Peyton doesn't need to display his loyalty for Tennessee. My gosh, he's a great goodwill ambassador for Tennessee sports. He's such a high-profile figure. He's given money, and he doesn't give money away lightly. He's given money to UT. He's here. He loves Tennessee. He comes to games at Tennessee. He follows Tennessee, he pulls for them. But he's going to pull for this is a very, very close-knit family, the Mannings are.
It's all about the Mannings. They don't care, but they don't care. They're on Team Manning, John. You know that.
Of course.
And the corporation. Okay. And Arch, by the way, is part of the corporation.
And here's the other thing. Peyton, that's his nephew. It's not his son. But Peyton can empathize very strongly with Arch because Peyton was Archie's son. He came in with all these high expectations. The expectations were magnified for Arch, more so, I think, than any quarterback who's ever come into college football. Peyton can really empathize with that, and I think that probably strengthened the bond he had with his nephew. So, of course, he's going to pull for Arch. Good gosh.
Hey, Matt, I've been told I'm not all Vol because I would cheer for a niece or a nephew if they played against us. Does that make me not all Vol, Matt, that I'd be loyal to my family?
Maybe a tad.
I told you, John.
I think there's a little bit of wiggle room where he can be cheering for Arch and still hope Tennessee wins. Maybe Arch has a great day, but Tennessee just outscores them. Who knows? I don't know. It all just sounds like an Ella Langley song to me.
Like a what?
Ella Langley song.
Choosing Texas.
You got one over. I got to check that out. Ella Langley. Bang. We're in or is that the country genre, John, Matt?
Yes.
Choosing Texas. We need to play that. The Ramblers need to learn that as a run-up to the deal. That's a good line. Okay, so Nega Dave is in here fighting. I want to share this with you. Vandy Dandy says, "You tell me if this is true, Matt. Tell me if you got this you got this quote, because this is what I deal with every day." Peyton Manning says he wants Texas to beat the hell out of Tennessee.
Oh, come on.
Nega Dave comes back and says, "Hey, Candy." That's not what he said. Vanderbilt has become a horrible academic institution. They're pumping out morons like you. It's getting physical in the chat. It's turning from, this is like Andy's in the chat right now. It's turning physical. But I want to go back to that's so Tennessee. By the way, shout out to Tennessee for paying some professor $1.9 million. The story the Sentinel broke for running her mouth on social media. Where I want to know, can I get some of that money that they're printing that Danny White got, his $500,000 in bonuses for the sports season literally being 25-26, a C- season. His basketball coach, his women's coach, crashed and burned. She went up like the challenger, okay? And he's going to get $500,000 in bonuses for that? What? And he's already the second highest paid AD in the country. What are we doing?
That's like Germany and Netherlands coach getting bonuses for making the knockout phase.
Thank you, Brian.
A 32-team knockout phase.
He got a $25,000 bonus for the Vols making a bowl game. Who did his? Who did he draw up his own contract? Did they look at that contract before they signed it?
Well, Tony,
no offense.
This is not. Don't blame Danny White for that.
Oh, I'm not. I'm blaming you. I just said Tennessee paid a woman who was running her mouth on social media, who they fired, close to $2 million for nothing. What are we doing?
they paid her that much to leave. It was like she got a buyout.
Hey, listen, anybody listening to me, if you hate this show and you have money, or you're sick of me and you think I have a deleterious effect on life, you give me $2 million, I promise you'll never hear my voice again on the Knoxville airwaves.
I don't think I've ever heard you use the word deleterious before, so kudos for that.
Well, I'm telling you right now, I give her kudos. I give Danny White kudos. Did they look at his contract? John, how embarrassing is it for an athletic director to get paid for a bonus for getting beat in the Music City Bowl? I mean, I'm sorry.
Well, it's not.
People are working for a living.
It's not embarrassing for Danny White. It's embarrassing for UT. Here's what they should have done. Danny White is making a lot of money for UT. He's generating a lot of money. That's why he's one of the highest paid ADs in the country. So pay him, give him a commission for that. He doesn't need bonuses. Give him a commission. He can make the same amount of money, even more maybe with a commission. But the way they do it, it's just like all these coaches, they get a bowl bonus. Why do you get a bowl bonus? That's like failure. Going to the Music City Bowl?
A bowl bonus.
You should take a pay cut.
Danny White, I'm sorry, I got the figure wrong. $577,500 in bonuses for having a C-minus athletic program this year. For Vanderbilt, literally kicking our ass up around our shoulders in just about every sport. No offense to Vandy Dandy.
But again, Tony, that's the contract. People are getting that they get angry about Danny White. They should.
So dumb.
He should negotiate the best deal he can.
Paying some lady $2 million for popping off on Twitter. And by the way, she's going to go get another job. Yes. That lady's going to go, and we're going to not be political, John, because you're going to get political. I know you, but we're going to keep it right. She's going to go get another job and get paid.
Well, you brought it up. So
was that no? You're not going to get political, but I'm going to keep it in the UT vein. Why? Where does this money come from? And can Tony Basilio get some? I've been here 32 years. I'll share with Matt Dixon. He's an alum. I'll share with Brian Hartman. He's an alum. I'll share with Bino Jeff Henderson. He's an alum. I'll keep it in the family. I won't share with John. He's not an alum. I'll keep it in the family. John, I might throw you hang on. I might throw you some out the back door, Italian style. Hey, listen, if you're listening to me, $2 million, I'll go away. Easy like Sunday morning. Lionel Richie, key of A flat. I'm there with you. I'm for you. I'm not against you. I know it sounds funny, but I just can't stand the pain. Okay? And I'll be leaving you tomorrow if you put that money in my pocket. I promise you.
I don't think you need to. I think you do it for probably 300,000 or 400,000.
What are these people doing? I mean, seriously. What are these people doing?
Tony, that's why we have NIL today. Because all these schools, all these coaches getting paid a ridiculous amount of money, getting ridiculous buyouts, all of that was a precursor to NIL. Because people looked at it like they're making millions and millions and millions. They're throwing money around. Shouldn't the players get a little bit of that?
That's exactly what led to this.
And that was the beginning of NIL.
Yeah. And this is what brings me to this. It's been 5 years tomorrow since NIL. Now, I've invited James Clausen to come on the show. I hope he will. I'd love to discuss how Tennessee got the jump on the NIL in the NIL world, got out there in front of everybody, how they got organized so quickly. I'd love to hear the story on how they did what they did, and he was right in the middle of it. I've invited him on to discuss. It's been five years, John. Quick 5 years or a long 5 years, John, following this stuff.
It's lightning, man. I think it's been super fast, and it just keeps going. It's not stopping. You can remember they keep coming up with these ideas that they say this will bring an end to the chaos, the wild, wild west, so to speak. They're going to tame the wild west. The House settlement, what did that do? Nothing. And this begging, this thing isn't going to work. You can beg Congress about an antitrust exemption.
Never going to work.
It's not going to work. And this is something Danny White's been right about all along, and he's been as far as I know, the most outspoken person in his, in his area about it. Is that you've got to go to collective bargaining, then you can set the rules, and then they will abide by them, and you will have rules, and you can enforce them, but they won't do it.
He's right on the money. Danny White, I think, ought to lead this thing. I think he ought to lead the commission.
Oh, I think
he ought to
Danny
lead the
White,
charge.
I think
he'd
Danny
be
White,
excellent at it.
I think he should be the commissioner.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because our commissioner I think he should be the commissioner of the whole deal. I really do.
I agree.
I really do. I think he'd be great at it because he could interface with the networks. He's a good money guy. He could basically hide in his office because he doesn't have the people skills thing for the AD deal, but he does it, and he makes money doing it.
There, and Tennessee's tried in the past to go with kind of a people person like, say, Philip Fulmer a few years back as AD. He wasn't a big money guy or a real proven administrator, but he had that real friendly touch with the fan base, don't you think?
Who did?
Philip Fulmer, when he was AD.
So what we're going to talk about today, which gets me to this, is I want to revisit our topic from yesterday. And I just want to wet the whistle, and then we're going to come back because I want to get John's thoughts, Matt's thoughts, and then those of you that are listening. I think this Chaz Coleman thing, it's a sad story, okay? I don't know whether the guy's concussion or not. I have no idea. I do know this. The guy didn't want to play football anymore. I don't think the guy's going to play football. Tennessee, it is so Tennessee to get in the portal, to get aggressive, to get the number 2 player in the portal. And people are mad at our head coach over this for some reason. As if he can control what this kid does. The kid, I don't know if he ever went to a practice. I asked Adam Sparks that, John, and he said, maybe he went to, maybe. Anyway, I don't think he went to many workouts.
Did he ever go to class?
Oh, I'm sure he's carrying 16 hours. But here are some of the things that we came up with yesterday that are so Tennessee, and we'll go back as far as you want to go. The post Sugar Bowl cocaine thing back in the 80s, that's so Tennessee. Bino said Derek Evans signing his letter of intent in a hot tub and then going on a robbery spree.
Oh, yeah, that was the guy at South Oak Cliff in Dallas.
There you go. And Oak Cliff brings up the Kennedy assassination. But Derek Evans did end up turning his life around. He now lives in Houston, and Bino said he's doing well. That's cool.
What's he doing?
I don't know. The Bev and John Curry press conference where they were up there with what looked like a funeral spray, and they were sharing a microphone, and people made great memes of that. The whole Lane Kiffin saga was so Tennessee. Which one of these is more so Tennessee? We'll talk about this. The show expires. Lane Kiffin kicking Tennessee in the wilderness for 13 years. The Mike Leach false hiring. Or Bruce Pearl, who Tennessee, the only major college basketball coach not fought for by one of these institutions, this side of Kelvin Sampson, made 2 Final Fours at a rival school, at a place that literally could have cared less about college basketball before he got there. And he made 2 Final Fours while we're still waiting to go to 1. The whole Tony Vitello thing and how that blew up on us, and how he's the guy chosen by Major League Baseball. The Tennessee versus Georgia State got brought up yesterday. The boat that blew up and burned to the ground before the game, a band member passed out before the game, and other band members were marching over that band member like they were junior Nick Sabans in training.
They stepped on him?
They walked over him while he was passed out. Matt can tell you more about it. They held on to the single wing too long in 1963. Steve Spurrier haunted them as a player and haunted us as a coach. Jimmy Cheek eating one now and saving one for later by picking those on national television. And that's what we came up with so far. I need Matt to give me a letter grade on how he did yesterday. If he wants to add some stuff to it, we'll talk about it as we continue. John Adams is presented by Jennifer Morris. Next move, SmokyMountains.com. She of Keller Williams. She sponsors your John Adams Tuesdays, and I see her on the graphic saying that she sponsors John Adams Thursdays. Look, on the graphic up there on the screen, that's just one of the great Easter eggs. We just want to make sure you're paying attention. Or maybe John used to be on Thursdays. We haven't changed the graphic. But whatever the case, it's just one of those endearing things about the show. It's kind of like, we have friends that have quirks, and sometimes those quirks are annoying, but mostly they're endearing, and that's what you get from this show as we continue with more on the other side right after this.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Nothing reminds you of how much you rely on your air conditioner like the first really hot day in East Tennessee. Schedule Pipe Wrench Home Services' $79 seasonal tune-up now before the heat sets in. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune your HVAC system to help it run efficiently and reliably while reducing the risk of breakdowns when you need it most. And while we're there, we can also recommend ways to improve your indoor air quality for cleaner, healthier air throughout your home. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when comfort matters most. Schedule your $79 seasonal tune-up today at pipewrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer valid on standard systems only. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside. So get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a t-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio Show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
With Gary Sturm. He's with Mortgage Investors Group, making our community a better place every day. Gary, you've been at it 32 years, man.
Yes, Tony, I've been at Mortgage Investors Group for 32 years. We've known each other since, back in the 80s, right?
And we've gotten to know each other recently as our family has gotten involved with another mortgage. Through that whole process, you were a prince, just like Jeker. When he called you at 3 o'clock in the morning after a Tennessee loss, you've been giving your phone number out for a couple decades. And why is that, Gary?
This is the biggest financial decision you're ever going to make. You don't want to trust somebody online, some 800 number. You want to call somebody like myself that's going to give you my number, and you can call me anytime. I'm there to help you. I'm there to help you and your family, and I appreciate that. I appreciate your trust in me. You can call me anytime. You can be like Jeker and call me at 2 a.m. and complain about the balls just like he did. I'd rather you call me about a mortgage, but that's okay. If you want to cry about the balls, we can do that too. I'm a ball at heart. You know that. And if you want to come in and meet with me face to face, I'm here. If you want to do it online, I'm here. That's fine. If you're curious if you can qualify to buy a house, people know the housing market's tough. That's what I'm here for. There's no obligation. You can call me anytime. I get you pre-qualified. Or maybe you've got a mortgage, you're thinking about refinancing. Maybe you want to shorten the term. Maybe you want to go to a 15-year. Who knows? But again, that's what I'm here for. It's what I've been here for 32 years. My number is 865-660-2648. It's 865-660-2648.
Gary Sturm at Mortgage Investors Group, going to take great care of you. It's unbelievable, Andy, as I welcome you back. 865-200-5402. So Tennessee is our topic. Matt, how do we do with that? So Tennessee, some of the things we listed, and then we'll go. We got some phone callers we'll get to. I want to get one from you, one from John, one from Brian. As Mike Wilson dropping knowledge, 4 outgoing Tennessee transfers are staying in the SEC. Tennessee playing some high-stakes poker here, letting Manny Marin walk. He's going to Arkansas. Braden Krenzel's going to Arkansas. Jay Abernathy's going to Oklahoma. And Ethan Moore is on his way to Missouri. Go ahead, Matt. Throw one out there. How did we do? Give me a letter grade.
Probably a B plus to A minus. There's so many that, you can't do it in just one show.
Right.
And there's obviously some you're going to overlook because there's so many and we just forget a few over time. But my personal favorite kind of this Tennessee stuff is you have Johnny Majors finished runner-up in the Heisman to the only player to win it from a losing team. And then Peyton Manning finished runner-up in the Heisman to the only defensive player to ever win the award.
You can't make that up, can you? And John, we were around for the Manning stuff, so I can speak to this. The level of exhaustion that year, the media just turned on Manning, and the ABC Cap Cities folks at the time who had the Big Ten contract decided they were going to flex on Tennessee and flex on Manning. And that's exactly what happened there with Charles Woodson.
Yeah, it did, Tony. If we had today's setup where the SEC was affiliated with ABC and ESPN, Peyton Manning would have won the award. the way that was the way that was presented. Charles Woodson, a great player, no doubt about that. But he played a position where guys don't win a Heisman at. You can't impact the game as much. But what they really did, if you want to grade them, give them an A. Give ESPN an A for the way they presented Charles Woodson as a three-way player. I mean, how many passes did he actually catch as a wide receiver? He was used very sparingly in that regard. Great cover corner, and he returns some kicks. He wasn't the best kick and punt return in the history of college football by any stretch, but he was promoted that way, and people were just kind of tired of Peyton Manning. And Peyton didn't beat Florida, so that was the narrative. Charles Woodson beat Ohio State. His team did. Peyton in Tennessee didn't beat Florida, and those were the ingredients that helped Charles Woodson win the Heisman.
Bailey did that the next year for a team that I don't think was as good, but probably had better stats than Woodson.
Bailey had better numbers the next year. So.
Who did, man?
Champ Bailey from Georgia.
Champ Bailey. He played two ways. He had better numbers at Georgia in '98 than Woodson did in '97. But obviously, Woodson played for an undefeated team that I guess shared the title. So that '98 Heisman thing is so weird because nothing against Woodson, who again is like an all-time great player, but 3 of the 4 finalists that year are like Pro Football Hall of Famers, which is crazy because Randy Moss was also a finalist that year along with Ryan Leaf. Like that's probably the best like finalist group that's ever been in the Heisman is those 3. That's crazy.
You're right, man, because I mean, Charles Woodson wasn't on my ballot again, and it's had nothing to do with the ability. It was more about the position he played and how much he impacted the game. I had Peyton Manning number 1 on my ballot, but Ryan Leaf was a close second. People forget, I think, he was out there at Washington State. People forget how good Ryan Leaf was that year and how good Washington State came out of nowhere, a really good team. And I thought he did a tremendous job and was worthy of Heisman recognition. To me, those two, it was Manning and him, not these other guys. That was the Paul Hornung thing, to bring that up. That's great too. The thing, if you put it all in one, and there were so many things, I think the most Tennessee thing ever had to do with Bev Davenport, John Curry, Philip Fulmer, Mike Leach, Greg Schiano. If you pull all that together in that infamous coaching search, it's one of the strangest things I've ever seen. And you can take those things and separate them, and they stand out in their own area. Certainly the Greg Schiano hiring that didn't happen, but John Curry was out there about to hire Mike Leach, and he ends up getting fired. And Philip Fulmer
was undercutting him.
He was undercutting the whole thing. And Bev Davenport, your crazy aunt in the attic, just let it all happen. You have to admit, Tennessee has come a long way from that. Yeah, it still has issues. Things still happen, but the leadership is so much better overall, and it's not sinking to those depths. But that, to me, was a classic. The other thing, and I don't know if you mentioned it yesterday, was Dave Hart with the Lady Vols brand.
Oh, Lady Dave Hart's War on Women is one of the most next level things I've ever. How did we forget Dave Hart's War on Women?
That trio of Curry, Dave Hart, and Fulmer as Ray D, like that, just embarrassment for UT. That's why Danny White's getting paid as much as he is, because he's never going to get caught in any of that stuff. If we're being honest.
No.
Those mistakes, and that's why he had leverage at the time with Donnie Plowman to get that kind of contract, and that's why he's paid that way. He's a serious AD.
Hart just decides unilaterally. Well, you're right. Yeah, you're right. And Hart decides that unilaterally, we're just going to pull the Lady Vol name.
I think he had an advisor on that put that idea in his head, and he should have rejected it in about a tenth of a second.
Who did it, John? Who was the advisor? Do you remember?
That's what I was told, and I can't swear to that. It seems such an odd thing. Dave Hart was an experienced AD. Remember, he didn't come here inexperienced. He was at Florida State. He knew how things worked. Dave Hart was all about football. Why would he even bring that up? That made absolutely no. It's like going out and recruiting a problem. It's no need for it. It came out of nowhere. Like, what?
That insane press conference they had where poor Holly Warlick got up there and talked about how Dave Hart loved women was one of the, and then when Ma Jennings and her were going at each other, Ma Jennings went after her on Facebook. It was one of the greatest, and I'm sorry because I'm twisted, okay? And I find humor in things. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Because it was totally unforced. As John said, it makes zero sense that you would ever do that in any capacity, let alone in an athletic department where the Lady Vols are so revered. And those kids in all sports love that moniker that Pat Summitt built, and just they refined through the years, and it mattered. And people say, well, they don't call them ladies at other schools. They just say, well, okay, that's great. I mean, do they wear Tennessee orange at other schools? Do they wear white at other schools? I mean, yeah, you can't be unique. I mean, it was one of the greatest, stupidest, and that press conference was the greatest thing I've ever seen. It looked like a hostage video.
Yeah. You also almost could imagine somebody off to the side in all black with a machete. Okay, that was a little too dark, but you get my point. It was just, but you know what? You go back, and Tony, when I first came here was in 1987.
Mm-hmm.
I came here in August. I mean, I'd only been here a week or two, and a story broke, and I think it was in Sport Magazine. Remember Sport Magazine?
Mm-hmm.
And it was a story about Tennessee players quoting former players about players that got paid. Do you remember that?
I love this play. I absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and I wrote a column about that and it was one of my first columns, and I was ripping Tennessee for that. And I got a lot they didn't have email back then, but I got calls and letters. But it's just always something going on here. And
always.
And it happens sometimes when you least expect it, but even go back, when Tennessee handles, this is in the past, and this is a reason why the current leadership is considered so competent because of what transpired before. But go back, Johnny Major's one of the biggest names in Tennessee sports history. I mean, he's a Tennessee native. He almost won the Heisman, but as Matt said, he lost to a guy at Notre Dame on a losing team, Paul Hornung. By the way, shouldn't somebody maybe voted for Jim Brown that year? But that aside, Johnny Majors, and then he's had success as a coach too. But the way he was dismissed, I mean, he was dismissed as though he was Jeremy Pruitt or Butch Jones or Derek Dooley. Just they have this. We were in Memphis at some obscure hotel there, and Doug Dickey was talking.
Wow, on that Friday night. Wow.
I mean, what? You just don't. You just don't. If you decide you want to make a coaching change for whatever reason, wow, you don't handle it that way. Tennessee has bungled so many things. And remember, Doug Dickey, who overall was a good AD, but you go back, remember the Tony Harris incident?
Oh, Doug Dickey had zero PR skills, which was my favorite thing about him.
Well, he did. Doug didn't care what people thought. And that is it's a good quality in a lot of ways, but it can backfire. And so Doug called a press conference to defend Tony Harris and rip my colleague and close friend Gary Lundy.
Gary Lundy, yeah.
And so I got another column out of it. It was such a bizarre press conference trying to make a defense of. Do you think both? I don't know if most of our listeners even remember that incident. That's been a long time ago, but it was handled so clumsily.
He said, and I quote, Tony Harris is not a punk. And then he called Gary something. He said Gary Lundy is something. Do you remember what he called Gary? It was unbelievable.
I don't know.
It was one of the most next level. It was one of the most next level things for the kids out there.
And
it was so next level.
So we're at the game that night, and Tony Harris was in street clothes. I think
that's right.
He was hurt.
It was Kentucky.
And there was an incident, and didn't he run down to the Kentucky bench, or he confronted somebody?
He did. He ran off the bench in street clothes.
Okay. So post-game, Gary and I are both there writing columns. We're each doing a column on the game. And Gary says, I'm going to write about the Tony Harris incident. And he, after he was through, he said, hey, would you just take a look at that and see, do you think I was a bit too harsh? And Tony Gary could have written, he should have been in prison for what he did. And I said, no, that reads well. I like it. So he came to the right person to look for approval. I said, yeah, that's fine. And so Gary wrote it, and we laughed a lot about that later.
Yeah, I mean, you can't help but laugh. When we come back, we'll get some more. If you have some at 865-200-5402, we barely got into that yesterday. Plus, we have a couple phone calls. I understand Titans Bill is hanging on. He left me a disturbing. He left me a disturbing phone call about his nephew Jesse. I'll let him unpack that as we continue with more on the other side, hour 2 on your Basilio show after this break.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Tona B, inviting you to experience the Collins Insurance difference. And what's that? How about multiple top carriers that you can trust? Like Erie, they underwrite our entire Rainier studio and everything around it. Travelers, Hartford, Hanover, Progressive. We do what's right because we care. In today's technology-driven world, maintaining the human touch, Bruce Springsteen, is one of our main focuses. We deliver the best customer service humanly possible. We give you someone that you can actually call or sit in front of. Imagine that. No call centers here. Experience the Collins Insurance difference. Check them out at collinsinsuranceTN.com, and they're Mrs. B approved. Collins Insurance. TB with a few serious questions. You feeling tired? Foggy, you gaining weight, or you just don't feel like yourself anymore? Hormone therapy is finally becoming mainstream, but it's truly something my man, Dr. Tom Rogers, has been doing for over 20 years. Dr. Rogers at Performance Medicine wants you to feel your best, and he treats both males and females. So guys, we can do this as a family. At Performance Medicine, hormone therapy
is personalized to you. If you're dealing with hot flashes or mood swings or low energy, decreased libido, fatigue, muscle loss, stubborn weight gain, it might be time to find out what your body really needs. No shame in this game. You can do something about all the above. Performance Medicine offers customized hormone treatment plans based on comprehensive lab testing with options like pellets, creams, patches, oral medications, and injections. The goal is simple. Help you feel like yourself again. Next level. Make your life better. Take it to the higher plane. Visit performancemedicine.net. Schedule your consultation today. You'll feel your best with Performance Medicine.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition and top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got two locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org, and both locations we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Got a plumbing or HVAC problem at home? Whether it's an AC that won't cool, a furnace acting up, a clogged drain, or a water heater problem, Pipe Wrench Home Services is ready to help. Right now, when you schedule any HVAC or plumbing repair, your service fee is waived with the completed repair. That means expert help fast without the extra cost just to show up. Our certified technicians will quickly diagnose the issue and provide reliable solutions to make your home comfortable again. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when help matters most. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. Schedule your repair today at pipewrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Service fee waived with completed HVAC or plumbing repair. Restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times, 80 proof of vodka, delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka. T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka. Distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee. TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting, because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you, not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. TB back with you. It's unbelievable, Andy, as I welcome you back. Hour 2 on the radio. The truth is that there's so much here. Matt, you know what? Somebody here are some of the things we've brought up so far as we're doing That's So Tennessee. By the way, the Heisman Trophy thing is something that never would have crossed my mind. John, I never would have even thought about that. That is so true. For all the players that have come through here, Hall of Fame, NFL guys, Tennessee's never won a Heisman Trophy. That seems impossible.
And they finished runner-up to the 2 most unique winners.
That's what's really weird, and that contributes to the weird vibe going on with Tennessee's tradition. Yeah, you're right. Who else has come close? What's the closest to those?
Heath Schuler to Charlie Ward. I think he might have finished 2nd or 3rd.
Imagine if Eric Berry had done what he did for a really good team. Let's just put him, say, on Ohio State back in the day. the year where he had all those interceptions and set a record for return yardage. I mean, I thought he was more spectacular and produced more highlights. Some of those hits he had, the one on Tebow comes to mind. He produced more highlights than Charles Woodson did. Now, he never had a chance because of the record, unless he had played at Notre Dame back in the 50s.
Hendon Hooker may have gotten an invite if he doesn't get hurt.
Hendon Hooker's a great one. If he didn't get hurt, he was going to win it.
Hendon Hooker was going to be the guy. Isn't that something? Because he was a guy, when he came here, there was no hubbub about him. He wasn't even supposed to be the starting quarterback. And, yeah, if he hadn't, gosh, boy, that's South Carolina. Well, you know what? That's another thing you could bring up, was that South Carolina. When you talk about the weirdness associated with Tennessee, Tennessee was still in the running for the national championship when it went and lost to South Carolina. I think it was 63-38. And Hendon Hooker, who's in the running for the Heisman Trophy, rips up his knee and he's done. Don't you think that's one of the worst games in Tennessee history?
Matt, what was the linebacker's name that was in the middle of that, the whole malaise over that game?
Jeremy Banks.
Oh yeah, he was. Oh,
that's
right.
Deal.
See that? Yeah, they had a dust up.
That's so Tennessee.
Yeah.
So Tennessee. What was the final, John, in that game?
63-38, as I remember. And Spencer Rattler looked like one of the all-time greatest quarterbacks in college football. He passed for what?
Yeah, I don't think Tennessee ever stopped them.
Yeah,
on a drive.
Suspicious stuff going on.
Now we come to find out later on, they had the Connor Stallions playbook deal for that game.
Yeah, but
which makes sense, because at the time it was the most stunning result of a game I can remember, especially for Tennessee, because Tennessee was like 24 or 28 point favorites in that game.
See,
gosh.
I thought I read something that sort of debunked that idea about South Carolina in the Connor Stallion saga, that wasn't a factor in that. But it adds to the controversy. Think of all the things you can bring into that one game. As I recall, didn't Tennessee have 2 weeks to prepare for that game? Or am I thinking of another South Carolina loss? Yeah, I'm thinking of it.
That might have been the Butch loss.
That was the Butch loss.
Josh Johnson's
2016.
Okay, but think of all the factors that went into that. You have the Jeremy Banks. Jeremy Banks shouldn't have been on the team, for one thing. But you had the Jeremy Banks dust up with Hendon Hooker, and then Joe Milton, the backup QB, and Hooker's big buddy intervening. So you have that. Then you go. South Carolina had a losing record. It was so what? Did South Carolina?
No, they went to a bowl game. They didn't have a losing record, but they looked so anemic offensively the week before.
They did at the time because they upset Clemson the next week to go to a bowl game.
That was the thing. South Carolina had a losing record at the time. That's what I meant. But did something happen with their coaching staff? I can't remember that. For some reason, I was thinking
they had a guy that was already fired, John. I think that was out there that was coaching, and then their offense caught fire there at the end. I mean, the whole thing. I agree with Matt. The Connor Stallions thing, Connor, that was definitely a part of that.
So
the malaise, though, that Tennessee was under, that whole Jeremy Banks thing was the reason why you got to manage a roster, because that thing turned into a total distraction. Matt Cinco was at the game, and he said he's never seen a team's body language like ours from the very beginning. And he said it looked like we were playing underwater. You were there and said they threw sand all over the field, but it didn't slow them down, but it slowed us down. It was just...
No, they had the answers to the questions, though. South Carolina did.
Yes.
That was kind of the point. But no, Tennessee just looked lethargic. Yeah, there was a ton of sand all over the field. The play Hooker got hurt on was kind of an example of that. But yeah, it's just South Carolina just went up and down the field the entire night. After that, I think they'd scored like 13 points their previous 2 games combined.
Such a great topic.
Really, just a dark night. There were so many contributing factors to that. I mean, when you're a top 5 team and a 3 or 4 touchdown favorite and you lose by 3 or 4 touchdowns, there's obviously something really, really odd that happened, and a number of things.
Yeah, and I think if you go back, because people tend to forget now, but at the time, the idea that Tennessee was still in contention for the national championship, I can't remember any team getting beaten like that when it was in the running for a national title and having a quarterback who was in the running for the Heisman. Even if Tennessee would have played well and won the game, if Hendon Hooker would have been knocked out of the game with an injury, that would have been devastating as well. But it was, golly.
The thing that's really interesting about this topic is it leads to different side subjects that you haven't really thought about. Somebody just talked about Jawan Jennings getting thrown off the team by an interim coach who literally now works at the Weather Channel. The guy that looks like Chris Christie. What's his name?
Brady Hoke.
Brady Hoke. That night against LSU is one of the more Tennessee things I've ever seen. That's an interim coach that we wanted fired on the post-game show. When he took that ball at halftime, that referee down there, and a good friend of mine was on the lines crew standing right next to that moron. And the official said, "Hey, coach, you can go ahead and decline here and kick. And we can also hold the kickoff if you want us to." And he said, "No, kick it now. We want the ball." You couldn't see anything. The guys on the sidelines, my buddy on the line chain down there around those people, said you literally couldn't see in the first hash mark on the field, let alone see into the end zone. This guy, Matt, I'm still waiting for somebody to make the meme where when the ball comes down, Jim Cantori from the Weather Channel standing back there. I've never seen anything like that, Matt, in my life in sports.
No, it was like a 10 or 15 minute just absolute downpour that, like you said, if they could have just held halftime an extra 10 minutes, it would have been fine. Like everybody would have understood. But no, Brady Hoke trying to, I guess, inspire his team or whatever, because it was still a competitive, low scoring game at the time. But yeah, that was one of the many things I wanted our interim head coach fired for that year. The Jennings thing being the first one.
I don't remember that game well. I remember the things you talked about, but what was the final score like?
I think it's 30-10 maybe. It was a 31-10 type final score where they pulled away in the second half. LSU did. But it was a one-score game at half, I think. I do believe
the thing looked
that,
like the thing looked like a Jim Cantori stand-up. So that hasn't been brought up. I'll give you another one. But I think we've got phone callers that want to speak. Let me look and see what Brian responded here. All right, let's get Leroy in the mix and in the hunt with us. I think he's online. Leroy, welcome in.
Hey, Tony, it's Martin Ball.
Hey, Martin Ball, welcome in.
Hey, by the way, the offensive coordinator switch up in the South Carolina game was Freddie Kitchens, and it was just almost a completely different offense that they had. The guy that they did have, I forget where he went, but that was part of that whole deal.
Wow. So Freddie Kitchens was their offensive coordinator.
Yeah, they put him in the week before they scored 0 points, got goose-egged by Florida, put in Freddie Kitchens as OC. And, it's funny. I talked to a buddy who's a big Texas fan. He said Bob Stoops used to do that. If you remember, Oklahoma used to just put it on Texas, and sort of the week before that game, he would just flip up the offense. So Mac had no idea what was coming.
Wow.
So,
that's interesting.
Hey, Okay, on this topic, the one area I want to get into is Tennessee basketball. And I think I've got this right, but especially its tournament history is so Tennessee. I think Bernard King got hurt before the tournament game that they lost to VMI, which is, I wasn't alive then, but I think that happened. And that to me is insane. And then I think of Kyle Alexander getting hurt ahead of the Loyola game, who he would have matched up perfectly, I think, with their left-handed big, who was pretty awkward, but could get some baskets around the hoop, and we lose to a none on a ball that dinks around the goal. And of course, then you add in Lamonte Turner and what probably is an offensive foul in this era. He gets that, and then some of the other ball scars you get from March Madness. So I wanted to enter Tennessee in March Madness in the discussion.
Well, I'll add to the Kyle Alexander injured for Sister Jean. They go to the Final Four. ZZ injured for Dusty May. He's now cashing big checks. That changed his life. That changed Dusty May's life. It changed his life. How about this one? Chris Lofton plays with cancer and wasn't the same that whole year that Tennessee lost to Louisville. He was not the same that whole year.
The best team Pearl had here.
Incredible.
Any other examples, guys?
Well, when you bring
up
up
injuries and weird stuff in hoops,
men's basketball, I was covering it at SEC tournament when Carlos Groves gets into it with Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, and Dale Brown.
Never seen anything like that.
Dale Brown rushes onto the court, and I thought he was going to end his career right there. I thought he was going to attack the official, and they would have had to fire him.
It said he just attacked the player, punched a bolo
did he
punch.
Not smack a player?
He punched Carlos Groves in the back of the head. Punched him. He assaulted him.
How did he? In retrospect, I mean, how did he get away with that?
Not only did he not get away with it, John, he was on the bench the next day. That's the thing that's lost to time. Dale Brown had a way of bullying everybody in his sight and getting away with it.
And calling everybody else a bully. Well,
amazing.
So, and then see, there was an incident. Well, this went Tennessee's way, but I was a columnist at Baton Rouge in the early 80s. Don DeVoe took a team down there, and he won the game on a last-second tip. And the timer there at LSU was slow to start the clock. And the game, so Dan Fetterman got the winning tip in, and DeVoe had his team. There was a big controversy. DeVoe took the team and said, "We're out of here.
Let's go."
They left the floor.
I love it.
Went to the bus. The LSU chancellor was down on the court trying to do something about it. It was just a crazy, crazy scene. And I'm trying to think of other.
Guys, what other Matt, are there any other injury kind of things that hurt Tennessee in March? Because Bernard King being injured for VMI, and Mears told me several years later, because I asked him, "Don't you wish he'd have wrapped his hand and just played?" And he said, "No, I was never going to risk his professional career because I knew how great of a player he was." He said, "I was never going to do that to him," which I completely respect. But as a young kid, I was like, "Why didn't you just wrap his hand and go play, coach?" That doesn't make any sense.
What?
Kyle Alexander injured for the Sister Jean game. ZZ stopped getting injured, opening the door, and Dusty May walking through it. Chris Lofton playing with cancer. Tennessee loses in the round of 16 to Louisville. Any other stuff, Tennessee hoops-wise, that Martin Vaughn brings up that we can throw under there?
Are there any, colossal upset losses for Tennessee men's basketball?
I mean, the name brand, Florida Atlantic, that was a heck of a team, though. Great coach.
Yeah.
And of course, that Loyola team. But in the Loyola one, in my mind, might have been overall our best chance at a Final Four if you look at how the path was paved.
Yes.
It opened up.
Yeah, it really did open up.
I think that was when Virginia was the 1 seed and lost to UMBC too. That was the same bracket.
Not an upset, but Joe Forte, UNC. I feel like we were up like, I don't know, maybe 8 points with 5.5 left in that game. Yeah, and I think if we win, I really believe we're in the Final Four if we win that game.
Yeah. Well, no, they would have played. They would in the Elite Eight. They would have played Shea Seals,
Tulsa,
But here, who was pretty good. But here's the thing about that game with Jerry Green. I'll never forget. They asked Jerry Green afterwards about the Hayward situation, and he goes, "Well, I thought he had 5 fouls. That's why we didn't, that's why we didn't have a strategy. I thought he had 5."
So, but when you
what a dope.
When you say upsets, I know we're talking basketball, but I go back to that Georgia State game with Jeremy Pruitt, and sometimes it's easy to forget the game that followed that game, because it also was at Neyland Stadium, and BYU was obviously not that lower caliber of team, but that was a game that Tennessee should have won, and it just blew on that last drive. Just incredible lack of coverage. I mean, that should have never happened. But when you take those two combined, and the nature of the losses in the competition, really, Jeremy Pruitt should have been fired right then. You knew it was over. Instead, he turns around and wins a bunch of games and gets 8 wins, and he stays on the job. So it was just such a bizarre 2-game swing. And if you go back to the Georgia State game, I remember sitting next to Bud Ford in the press box. And Tennessee would line up on defense, and there was a gap at the line of scrimmage in the interior of the defense. And I said, well, I've forgotten the quarterback's name. Anybody remember the quarterback for Georgia State? Pretty good runner.
Hell no.
Okay. Well, but I would say, well, Bud would say, well, they're going to run right there. And yeah, they did. There was nobody there. And it just happened again and again. That game wasn't as close as the final score.
No.
Here's what's classic, though, what somebody pointed out yesterday, which you can't make up, is that a boat blew up that day at the Fall Navy, literally caught fire and burned in the water, burned to the ground.
Like a Viking ship.
Yes. And then the other one was when Matt, what did the kid play? What instrument, Matt? Do you remember this? What the kid played that passed out?
I think is a tuba, right?
Oh, wow.
And he just face planted right there on the near midfield, and then Maggie and the rest of the pride just walked over the guy.
They just kept marching?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maggie Nathan was one of them.
Confirmation that was not Jesse that passed out.
I got to ask Bill, who's up next. Maybe it was Bill's nephew Jesse who passed out.
And I know
that
we didn't game plan for that game either, right? I mean, I'm serious. I don't think Jeremy Pruitt.
Correct. They spent one practice game planning for Georgia State. They literally totally overlooked them, and it showed obviously.
Yeah, but the BYU team, that wasn't some juggernaut. I mean, it was a decent team, but it wasn't as though we better spend a lot of time preparing for BYU. It didn't. It had a really good quarterback, obviously, but it didn't have the overall depth of talent. And to think about it, Jeremy Pruitt was perceived, the whole thing about him, he's this defensive guru, this masterful strategist. You combine those 2 games with his very first game, the second half of the West Virginia game, when West Virginia went up and down the field like Patrick Mahomes was running the show.
Hey, John, he was telling boosters preseason before they got to know who he was. We're going to kill West Virginia. You need to take us as in gambling. You need to take us over there at like Cherokee Country Club. You need to take us.
The best thing about that was the first play after him saying that at Cherokee Country Club. The first play, the center, the man who hikes the ball, went the wrong direction, and we got destroyed. The quarterback did.
Who's from Alabama? The center was from Alabama. I think that kid's name was Kennedy.
That's Brandon Kennedy. Yeah, Brandon Kennedy.
Brandon Kennedy.
That's right.
Wow. Well, thank you, my brother. Really great call.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you. Great hearing your voice, by the way. Let's go back to the phones. And he and Matt and also the great Kyle Blackburn do a podcast together from time to time called The Middle Eight. Let's go back to our phones and get the man, the myth, the legend. Is this Bill?
This is me, Tony.
Bill, a disturbing phone call from you today. I got to tell you this. I had a tremor when you called, a little shiver in my spine, and it ended up with, well, I can't tell you how it ended up for me, but let's put it this way. When I travel, I have trouble doing this one thing, but it ended up with me doing that a whole lot after your phone call. Just the nerves that went through me. But go ahead, Bill. Tell Matt and John and Brian and the living listener what happened today on the Jed and JR show.
Okay. Jed and JR heard a rumor that Jesse was leaving Channel 12. Jed and JR wanted me to call them, which I did. And I told the both of them. Now, in case if you're not, and John, if you're familiar with JR, it's Jim Reynolds. He happens to be the play-by-play voice of the University of Tennessee Chattanooga Mocs. He does both football and basketball. Have you ever met him?
No, but thanks for enlightening me.
He's a legend in those parts. He's been down there. He was down there calling games when my wife was a kid. So Jim Reynolds has been doing that a whole long time.
So I'm trying to understand the significance of this.
Okay, let me explain.
Okay.
I told them this is the first I've heard of this.
They told Bill that his nephew is no Moss at Channel 12. And Bill, they blindsided Bill today with a rumor about Jesse.
Yeah.
Now Jerome. So Matt Dixon, your thoughts on the fact that Jesse might be out at Channel 12? Do you have a thought on that, Matt?
Well, I hate that for Bill. I don't like that at all.
Bill, did he get asked a question?
I don't know because I turned it on my cell phone.
Right.
And instead of Jesse anchoring the late news, it was Lillian Yee.
It was
Lillian Yee.
Lillian Yee. What is that?
She's a nice kid. She's a Tennessee grad, isn't she? Lillian Yee.
Oh, that's one word. Oh, I thought it was two people.
She's a University of Tennessee Chattanooga alum.
Okay, yeah, she's very good on the air too.
Oh, I thought he was saying Lillian and Yee. Two people. I'm sorry.
So where is Jesse? What's the word? Did you call Jesse?
No, I did not call Jesse. I called my brother-in-law, Rod Munch, which you love to call his real name, Rod Kennedy. I told him about it. He said, this is the first I've heard of it.
So why didn't you just call Jesse? Why didn't you go right to the source?
I don't want to bug him.
Okay.
I was going to call his mother, Sandy, but if I did, she'd get her bowels in an uproar.
We didn't need to hear that.
Which is what you did to me.
So,
that's what you did to me. you got my bows, and I have trouble when I travel.
It's
You got me in
lunchtime.
an uproar today.
It's lunchtime, guys. Hey, Bill. Kid, I don't mean to get you off topic, but I know you're a big fan of Sharon Stone, and I have
stop. Hey, Bill, stay on topic. Hey, Matt, what do you think of Bill coming on here when he doesn't really know what's happened with Jesse and just airing it out here on the show, as because his family won't, cooperate, so he's brought it to his radio family. Thoughts on that, Matt?
Well, the show gets results, so I bet by the end of when we go off air today, we have a definitive answer. So it gets results, so I don't mind Titusville doing that at all.
Tony, the interesting thing, they brought your name up, and he figured you heard about it. And I'm thinking,
wait a second here. Who brought my name up?
I think it was either Jed. I think it was either Jed Mustoff or Jim Reynolds that brought your name up on their show.
Hey, Bill,
James Daniel IV just said that Jesse's bio is now no longer on the website. That's what James Daniel IV just said.
Ooh.
Huh.
Hey, Bill, you're introducing too many characters into this.
No, Jed and JR do a morning show. Bill calls down there.
And then we've got Lillian Yee. And then
Lillian Yee is an anchor.
And there was somebody named Rod or Rod.
Rod.
My
whatever.
brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Now listen, what he says, what I call him. Go ahead, tell him what I call him.
You call him Rod Munch.
Which I got from Beavis and Butthead, by the way.
That's a great source.
And
Bill.
Yeah.
So here's what I've taken from all this. I don't think you have much of a connection with Jesse.
Yes, I do.
It doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, he does. He does. He has a huge connection with him.
Okay.
They're big buddies.
Okay.
In fact, you talked to him last weekend, didn't you?
That's my nephew, John.
Yeah, but he's changed jobs.
He talked to him. Well, I mean, maybe
you talked to Ron Munch or somebody.
It can't be Ron Munch. That doesn't make any sense.
His real name is Rod Kennedy. That's
Rod Kennedy, whatever.
Sam's husband.
And you throw out Lillian Yee's name or Lillian and Yee. And
all right, let's get down to brass tacks. Was Jesse in the band the day that tuba player passed out? Yes or no?
I believe it was the game against UT Chattanooga where he passed out. That's when I passed out. I went with my buddy Tom.
You passed out at the game?
Excuse me?
Yeah.
No, it was
flat out hot.
It was a Chattanooga State game, Bill, when the kid passed out on the field.
No, UT Chattanooga. That's what they were playing, and it was that game that UT just tore their kingdom down.
That's an accomplishment.
You called that one, Bill. I remember that.
Tore their kingdom down.
You called that day. That'll never be forgotten by this living fan. Bill, have you been watching any World Cup on the way out here?
No, I haven't, buddy.
Is there a reason for that?
I've been focusing more on the WWE.
John, Bill now believes he's come full circle. He believes it's real. Wrestling's real. He told us late last week. So
well, that's great, but maybe he needs to get in touch with Jesse, and Jesse can tell him.
Can you call?
Really works.
Here's the deal: if we stay on for the third hour, which I'm hoping we don't, but Bill, will you please come back to us on Jesse's status? Because there's a lot of people on YouTube that really enjoyed him and have been watching along, and we would appreciate an update.
Well, okay. I'll try to get a hold of him.
So,
thank you.
Could you clarify one thing, though?
No. Don't bring Sharon Stone up.
I'm not bringing up Sharon Stone, Tony. You're scared of the topic. I don't know why. But what I wanted to say, I'm confused now is who passed out at what game? Did several people pass out at different games? Was a band member passing out at the Georgia State game?
Matt, are you sure it was Georgia State now, or was it the UTC game, Matt? Which one?
The one we're talking about absolutely was Georgia State, but there might have been another incident with the band member passing out maybe in the stands or something that Bill's referring to. Maybe it happened more than once.
So Titans Bill is saying he passed out at a Tennessee football game. Is that right? Or was it a Chattanooga game?
It was UT Chattanooga. I accidentally fell.
Do you remember what you ate that day?
My buddy Tom.
What'd you eat that day, Bill? Do you remember?
I didn't eat anything that day.
Oh, that'll do it to you.
Oh, you weren't hydrated.
Yeah, that'll do it to you. Be careful, man.
Did you hit your head when you landed?
It's warm outside.
I just rolled over on the side. I didn't hit my head. No.
Well, that's good.
It's warm outside, Bill. Be careful, and I appreciate you. Thanks for calling today. And tell Rod I said hello. And Rod, if you're listening, I don't call you. I mean, it's just a joke between me and Bill. It's a Beavis and Butthead thing, Rod. You know that. It's all in good love, all in good fun. I was going to say I don't call you that, but I do. I gig Bill. All right. So we're going to come back on the other side at 865-200-5402. And there's been one that haven't been said, and it's one of Matt Dixon's. It's one of my favorite bits that Matt does when he unpacks it. So I'm going to let him unpack the saga of the Boda box on the other side. And what happened to the Boda box, which is one of the all-time That's So Tennessee moments in the history of Tennessee. As we continue with more on this Wednesday. Bye-bye, June. Hello, July. More after this.
You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contracting. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times, 80 proof of vodka, delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka, T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka, distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside. So get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a t-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall. Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition and top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got 2 locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
It's official. It's summer. And how does East Tennessee do summer? With your Knoxville Smokies, of course. Only 5 homestands remaining. So if you haven't been to a game yet, what are you waiting for? This week is a huge week with all-you-can-eat Wednesday, Knox Vegas Thirsty Thursday, Friday fireworks, and then Saturday, we're celebrating our country's 250th birthday. America's favorite pastime and fireworks. Is there a better way to celebrate? And come meet Bluey on Sunday. Don't miss the fun. Get your tickets now at smokiesbaseball.com.
TB back with you, 865-200-5402. Let's go back to our phones. Skip Blake, who's in Chattanooga, followed by Rusty. Blake, hello, welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony, how you doing?
Good, brother. Welcome in.
Hey, so I wanted to weigh in on the That's So Tennessee list.
Yep.
I think one of the first ones that came to my mind was when we were holding up the trash can on the sidelines with our logo on it.
Oh, man. Was that the Georgia Tech game when they ran for like 5 million yards on us and we still won?
That sounds about right. I know it was one of the early games that year, and I guess people just made fun of it so much. I feel like they did away with it pretty quick, but it was one that was very fitting of what was going on at that time for us.
Matt, could you imagine having a gray trash can as your symbol? They'd even get like an orange one, Matt. They got like a gray one.
Well, they got a smoky gray one, so it kind of fit with the
team
which was happening. That was the 2017 season opener down there in Atlanta. I think it was a Monday night game, so you had all the college football eyes on it, which made the memes from that really hilarious. Because Georgia Tech ran for over 500 yards and somehow found a way to lose.
I still don't know how Georgia Tech lost that game. That quarterback rushed for he just took the ball and cut between the A gap there and ran for 6 or 7 yards every time.
Totally idiotic. But that's a great one, Blake. That's really a good one because it was so embarrassing. And a lot of these things are really unforced that we've brought up here. It
really is.
Like, why wouldn't somebody vet that and go, Butch, you can't do that. Like, why wouldn't an athletic director or somebody in his organization go, hey, man, if we're going to use this trash can, let's decorate it. You can't just put – it looks like they went down to Home Depot that day and said, oh, yeah, we'll use this one. Or maybe they just got it off the sidelines, dumped the Gatorade, the extra cups that were in it, dumped it into another one.
Out of it and slap the logo on it.
That reminds me when you talk about that incident with Butch Jones, because it sort of ties into the Smoky Grays. Remember when he had a fashion show, a press conference with a fashion show and the players modeling their different colors? It was just so odd. For some reason,
such an imbecile.
I just can't. Do you think Nick Saban or Kirby Smart would ever done that? Like, guys, we're gonna have a fashion show.
My favorite thing for him was on signing day, they would have like a young girl walk 3 flights of stairs down, and he was in the studio, and they would bring the latest commitment off the machine. I mean, it was just like, I realize the guy we have now, when it comes to stuff like that's a total flatliner and totally invisible. But when it comes to Butch Jones, I'll take the flatliner over Butch Jones any day of the week. The whole thing was just so odd.
But
it was just a bunch of high school level gimmicks.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. Exactly what it was.
Did you guys bring up the Shy Tuttle fiasco?
No.
I think
that's a great one.
That's one of the. I mean, I was involved in that, but that's one of the all-time great press conferences.
Is that when he said,
"Yeah,
I've got a list in my pocket"?
Oh
and
no,
I'm
that was
it.
No, that was another press conference.
Later,
fake news.
This is when they wouldn't let me ask.
That fake news.
This is when they wouldn't let me ask a question, and I'd held my hand up time and time again. And Jimmy Himes was he was sitting next to me, and he said, what do you want to ask? And I told him. He said, okay. And so Jimmy held up his hand, and they said, Jimmy Himes, and he then handed the mic to me. Zach Stipe, the media relations guy, was irate. No, I said Jimmy. But then it was too late, and I asked him. I asked Butch.
That's
Jones,
phenomenal.
I asked Butch Jones, how did Shy Tuttle get injured?
What a great backstory. Now that is next level.
And then, but his explanation, I think it's one of the greatest things I ever heard. He said, well, he fell and hit his helmet, hit his eye on the helmet in the locker room. So first of all, why would his helmet just be on the locker room floor? And then we're talking about a 6'4", 280-pound athlete who doesn't just fall down that easily and does have some sense of equilibrium. But the way Butch described it, he's just walking along and oops, fell and lands on his helmet and injures his eye. And we know, you know what really happened, don't you?
Hey, Blake, did you have you seen the video that's circulating of the interview that Butch Jones did recently where he talks about his time in Tennessee and he kind of goofs on himself? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw bits and pieces.
What do you make of it?
It's honestly kind of what I felt like I was expecting from it.
Matt, have you seen it?
He wasn't my favorite. I didn't agree with a lot of the stuff he was doing, so it summed it up pretty good for me.
Matt, what did you think of it? Have you seen it, Matt?
I haven't watched it yet. I have some buddies who watched it and were kind of irate and furious with some of the responses on how the frustrating it was. But no, I need to watch it. I'll probably watch it sometime here, maybe this afternoon.
Where is
but I
this?
have not. But I'm sure it's just
It's
as
on
cringy
YouTube.
as imaginable.
We can talk about it on maybe we'll unpack it on Thursday. Little Butch Jones for the ages. But needless to say, he's trying to run from some things, and well, maybe I did too much of this, and the champions of life. No, Butch. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. You were the one that did that stuff in the moment because you didn't know how to lead. And that's how you lost your team. That's how you lose a team, because you don't know how to lead.
He was relying too much on gimmicks instead of what really moves the needle in football.
Yep.
63 strain.
But Butch Jones, as Ross Johnson says in the interview, he seems very self-aware. He's kind of laughing at himself from his time here. It's a very interesting thing, and Chris Raines wants to know what happened to Shy Tuttle. Let John Adams finish. So who hit him with the helmet, John? Somebody swung around and hit him with the helmet. Who was it? Do you remember?
Gosh. Yeah, it was a defensive back. I think there might have
Nigel Warrior.
Nigel Warrior. I think there was it had something to do with one. They might have dated the same girl or something.
Let's go. I have friends that talk about fights they've seen, like among within the team, that never get out, down through the years. And there were a couple from the 80s that were it was like blood sport. In fact, I got to ask Sean Sinclair about a couple of those, but I've had people tell me that, man, I mean, I'm talking like blood all over the floor, these guys going at it. I mean, if you can imagine, and just how rough and tough those guys are when they have heat with each other, and that goes on football teams all over the place. Just part of the deal, man. Just a part of it. When you put that much testosterone in one room, people say that about me to my friend in Chattanooga. They say, look at that man. He's oozing machismo. Is there anything else for us in Chattanooga?
Just that the World Cup's been great this year, I think.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal,
the
dude.
best ones I've watched.
I mean, it's phenomenal.
You think Sorsby's picked back up on any betting since he's not having to worry about playing for any teams?
I bet you Sorsby.
World Cup?
I bet you he went 3-0 yesterday, and I appreciate the call. Thank you. Sorsby looks like he's going to. I don't mean, what's going to happen with him? UFL, or you lean into it and you take some marketing money from one of the gambling companies. I don't know, but at any rate, William Pattison plays the Ponies, and he's on the way next, and we'll get some more calls in. We'll stay and kick it around for a few minutes. Sean Adams in the house, presented by Jennifer Morris. Next move, SmokyMountains.com. You buy, sell, or trade a house. Don't you dare do it without the great Jennifer Morris. For the people, as we take, William Pattison. Hit it, Brian.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
All right, Matt, the butt chugging thing. What year was that? Who was it? When was it? And what were they? Was it a box of wine, Matt?
Yeah, a box of wine. Some fraternity guy, I think his name was Xander, but led to the greatest press conference of all press conferences up there in front of the Torchbearer statue that day. Just incredible. I mean, just everything about that is just incredible.
Correct me if I'm wrong. On a show last year, did you tell us that you went back and rewatched that one day?
Oh yeah, I probably watched that 3 or 4 times a year. That press conference. just how hilarious, and feels like a comedy sketch. But the fraternity Secret Service, standing behind the guy, the attorney just really leaned into it. It felt like everything about that. That was like 2013, 2012. I think it's 15 years old now.
How old would that kid be right now, Xander?
Probably 35.
John,
need to get him on the show.
John, do you find that that's one of the craziest things you've ever seen when they did the butt chugging thing?
Yeah, but I don't remember that press conference.
Oh, John, they all had their Ray-Bans on. No offense to some of the frat daddies listening to me. I love you guys. You guys know that. You know I got your back. But that was the biggest caricature. Because the thing about frat boys is the look hasn't changed. They look exactly the same as they did when I was in school, when you were in school, back in the 50s. I mean, the look just doesn't change. And I love y'all, but it's like total conformity. And I'm with it. I'm with the concept, okay? But they're standing near him. They all have their Ray-Bans on. They're all in suits, right, Matt? Which really adds to the deal. They had the frat Secret Service behind them, which is a great description of that. Their arms are all crossed, right, Matt?
Yes, they are. They are very serious in the moment.
A show of solidarity among.
Yes, yeah, great. John, please get on YouTube and search it when you get done today. You will have a field day laughing with it's about 10 minutes long. It's just incredible.
Can you send me the link for the blog, Matt? I want to put it in the blog tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Saved in my YouTube favorites.
Hey, Tony, I have an anecdote with rapper Andy.
All right.
A friend of mine who's listening to the show, he said,
okay,
I remember Andy passed by my friend's tailgate last year with a group of people. And my friend said, he has an entourage. He was amazed. Of course he has an entourage.
Thing you got to understand, John, and we told Andy this yesterday, and then we'll go back to the phones, is that Andy, if he fights again, and I told him not to fight again, he did it once. He proved to everybody he could do it. You walk out of there with your head held high and you're undefeated. If he does fight again, needs to get terms from that promoter. Because I know of at least a dozen people that bought that pay-per-view to watch him fight. And as soon as Andy's fight was over, they turned it off.
Yeah, see, he has a following.
Yes. Now, Matt, are you for or against Andy giving himself an 80 out of 100 yesterday? When I was trying to kind of casually tell him that I didn't see him landing many punches.
He's probably a little positive, but his way of talking him through it, talked about his cardio and the footwork, and he was very honest about how he kind of went away from his game plan, which that probably takes it out off of being an 80 there. But yeah, I mean, it's his first fight. He had some jitters, but he got out there and got the win. So, I mean, I'm not going to argue with him.
If rapper Andy in Florida squared off in the ring, whom would you bet on, Tony?
Florida would be, and I love Florida because they're verbal. It's not physical. They're just different weight classes or different ages. I could think if we do the card that I'm envisioning at Calhoun's later this year, I think Bino would fight Florida. I don't know who would take on rapper Andy. But Andy gave himself an 80% yesterday on the air. He said, because I told him when we were watching the fight, I didn't see him land many punches. He said if you look in slow motion, he landed a bunch.
A friend of mine got involved in that martial arts stuff, and he was our ultimate fighting competition. He took some training, and he had a bout scheduled in West Virginia. He went there and he showed up to fight. He's very small. I mean, he doesn't maybe 140 pounds. He shot. The person he was supposed to match up against didn't show. So they put him against someone in a higher weight class.
Oh, no.
And that was his first fight. And that guy was experienced.
Oh, no.
And that was, I think, his first and last fight. It did not
That's a good way to get hurt, man.
Yeah.
Andy got knocked down in the first round, John, but he got up.
Did he really?
Yeah, he got knocked down and he got up, and then he hung around in the fight. And then in the third round, the guy didn't answer the bell. But the backstory is the guy he fought had long pants on and it was 1,000,000 degrees in the gym, and the guy was cooked. But Andy said yesterday the guy didn't want any. Andy told us he gave himself an 8 out of 10 and said the guy didn't want any.
Andy made him quit.
Matt, did you watch a fight?
I didn't get the pay-per-view. I've seen some clips and some highlights and a ton of pictures, but no, the guy didn't answer the bell coming out of the third round.
Do you think
back to the phones? Hey, Vandy Dandy over here on Twitter or over here on YouTube. Vandy Dandy, I'm sick of you. But I can't lock you out. What's going on here? I'm in the wrong. Hey, could somebody please put Vandy Dandy in the penalty box? Give him 10-minute misconduct, please. I'm sick of him. Let's go back to our phones and get our next call in, and we'll close up. Hi, you're on the air.
Hey, fellas.
What's up,
Johnny?
Rusty?
Oh, chilling, man. Just waiting on, well, it's time. I didn't even look at the clock and realize that we got a match starting, but, hey, is it, that's so Tennessee? Is that what we're doing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Mine is, this is my That's So Tennessee, and I don't think anything else is remotely close. Being a 17-point underdog, you're ranked number 4 in the country as a 17-point underdog at number 2, Florida in Gainesville. They got Rexy Sexy and a bunch of other receivers out there, and poor old us, all we got to Jason Witten, Dante Stallworth, and Kelly Washington, Casey Clausen, Travis Stevens, John Henderson, Howard Hainsworth, Julian Battle, Rashad Baker, Jabril Wilson, Eddie Moore. And we go down there as a 17-point dog and we beat them on their field.
Yeah,
and then we go play a team we've already put it on
incredible.
By double digits
Incredible.
earlier in the year.
Incredible.
Kelly Washington sets the all-time single game receiving record against said team. We knock out their starting quarterback. And then Dante Stallworth and Travis Stevens both have inexplicable fumbles in the fourth quarter. And we can't get the backup quarterback off the field every time he scrambles.
Knocked out the starting running back, too, in the first half.
That's right. And we were the only team in the country with Henderson and Hainsworth that possibly could have given Miami any kind of a contest.
Oh, no question. That would have been a great game. And that would have been in the Rose Bowl, right? That would have been an awesome
It would have been we were playing them in the Rose Bowl instead of Nebraska, who lost their final game of the season and still got into the Rose Bowl to play for the national championship.
Well, and you know what the bad juju was looking back on that? Because that's a really, really great pull by you. Because if I remember correctly, when Tennessee defeated Florida, I was down doing the show on top of the Purple Porpoise that day. I had a couple people call me on my rudimentary cell phone, looking back on it, one of those brick phones that I was carrying, and said, hey, you're not going to believe this, but I'm at the track, and they're handing out roses. And they were already handing out roses.
Yeah, I remember.
I think that's true.
Grainy videos at the airport of people with roses when the team got back from Gainesville.
Not good. When you have another game to play, we don't do that in sports, man. Nobody does that in sports. And some coaches had them. Apparently, John, is that true? Some coaches had the roses?
I don't remember that, but I do know that I spent that day before the championship game that evening in Atlanta. I spent much of the afternoon making reservations for hotels and flights, not just for our sports department, but for some upper level management, marketing
well, that's bad
people.
Juju, man.
I had like 10 flight reservations, hotel reservations. I made a plan where I was going to Las Vegas for Christmas, and then we were going from there driving to LA for the game. I did all that, and then I go over to the stadium, and as he mentioned, LSU loses their starting quarterback, losing their starting running back, and I'm patting myself on the back for being so well prepared for having.
And Tennessee was up 14-0 in that game before
game was over.
The gun went off.
Game was over.
14-0 in a blink.
Oh, that game was a total blowout. Yep. You're getting ready to blow them
begging
totally
for it.
out.
Begging.
Was
for
that
it.
quarterback Rohan Davey?
Yes.
Rohan Davies, who we knocked out, Matty Moss,
And Matt
came
Mock.
in.
And
Nick
Lacey was
Saban-
one of the
Nick
receivers.
Saban pre-hair dye. Nick Saban pre-hair dye coaching.
Well,
he was unbelievable.
Nick Saban said, this was years later. I was at a press conference. I asked him about that game. There was some peg to it, and I asked him about that game, and he said at the end of the first half, he went for it on fourth down and didn't get it, and Tennessee tacked on a field goal. So I think it was up maybe 4 points or something at halftime. And he said, I realized I had lost the game right then, and what a stupid decision. It was a horrible decision. I cost the team the game. But after the game, he said players came up to him and said, Coach, when you went for it on fourth down, then we really believe we could win that game, even though they didn't make it.
Wow.
Yes, so Nick Saban was beating himself up for what he thought was a horrible decision.
Wow.
And it ended up being a motivational factor there in the second half.
You know what's funny, Rusty,
sometimes it's not the decision you make, it's what you instill in your kids.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. The modern game now, I don't think kids would believe how much of a foregone conclusion it was. If it's 4th and 1 at midfield back in the day, you were always punting. Yeah. Nobody went like that. Nobody. Until this new era we're in right now where the people have run it through the computers, you hardly ever see punting anymore in football. If you guys will notice at either level, even in the NFL level, they're going for it all the time.
I know, and I think sometimes that's really poor strategy. There's something to be said for pinning an opponent inside the 10-yard line.
Oh, yeah, that one Miami game where they just played field position all day.
Oh, yeah, the Sean Taylor fumbled punt from Leverton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, it is. I do get the thing where scoring is so easy now that punts can hurt you. I get there's two sides to that. I mean, there's a time for field position whenever you know you're going to be in a slugfest, and then maybe there's a time that you are a little more likely to go for it when you know I got to score 7 every time I touch the ball.
Yeah, I just don't think you should have absolutes that we always.
Yeah, there should be no. Yeah, you have to get a feel for it.
Let's do our World Cup preview. Rusty, stay right there. Matt Diskin, I want your input, and Brian Hartman. First match is already underway. Ivory Coast and Norway. What do we expect in this one, Bri?
Well, I think Eric Ogland for Norway is going to put one in at some point. He's in the running for the Golden Boot, which is the most goals scored by one player in this event.
Yep, he's going off.
And Ivory Coast's flag, it's exactly like Ireland's, except the orange and green are switched on each side of the flag. So I always get those two confused. So anybody wondering, that's what the deal is.
That's very good, Brian. It's a good pull. I'm looking at it right now. Rusty, who you like in this match?
I agree with Brian. Unfortunately, I hate that Cro-Magnet man, Holland. As somebody who hates Manchester City,
Goldilocks.
But they likely are going to end up getting the better of Ivory Coast. Holland is on, in range behind Mbappe and Messi for the Golden Boot, and he didn't play in Game 3. Norway basically said we don't. Norway threw Game 3 almost because they didn't care about winning their group, which was a weird tactic. But I'm guessing they saw who they would be matched up with as winning it or not, and they would rather have played Ivory Coast, which is what they got. So.
Well, they're going to get what they wish for, maybe. Who knows? It's been a great.
Would love to see Ivory Coast get them.
It's Norway's first knockout game since 1998.
Second game, France and Sweden at 5 today, Eastern time. Brian, who you got in France and Sweden?
I got to go with France. I think France might be the best team left in it.
Any chance for an upset there, Rusty?
No way. France big. France is the best team left. They may not win the thing, but they're the best team.
Finally tonight, this is a dream for Telemundo. It's going to be Ecuador against Avicado from Mexico. Brian Hartman, who you got?
The odds don't favor Mexico quite like you'd think. And Ecuador is very stingy.
Ecuador's, yes.
Now they're offensively challenged, but they just got the 2 goals that they needed against Germany to advance. But I wouldn't be surprised if Mexico, they did fine in the group stage, but this is a knockout game in Mexico City. Will they feel the pressure? Ecuador has nothing to lose, really.
Brian, it's a great point. It's the final game in Mexico City. The Mexican people are extremely hard on their side, El Tri. And Mexico's been playing very well. But I smell something brewing tonight. And Rusty, what do you got?
Mexico hasn't conceded a goal yet.
Brian, will you stay and watch that one at 9 tonight?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, me and Brian will be texting during the match. I love that game going to penalty kicks and flip a coin.
Matt Dixon.
And I don't mean I love penalty kicks. I mean, I think that game goes.
That's what's going to happen. Yeah.
To PKs, and then just who knows who wins a penalty shootout. There's no rhyme or reason.
Matt Dixon, will you be watching any kickball today? Matt Dixon, I want to know.
I've got some stuff this afternoon, but yeah, I'll probably have it on. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a great sport. Guys, it is a great sport. Yesterday was incredible. That night game last night, what a scene. Holland got run right off the field, and afterward, one of the greatest facials in the history of television that I've ever seen was when who was the former striker bride that played in the U.S.? He finished his career over here. Was up there with Alexi Lalas. They were talking about the pressure of penalty kicks. It's Zlatan.
Oh, you're talking about Zlatan.
Oh yeah, he sounds
he
great.
Looks right.
I love him on air.
Oh, he sounds like he goes.
I love his voice.
He goes, "Hey Alexi, have you ever taken penalty kick on world level?" And Alexi goes, "No, I haven't." He goes, "Okay." He goes, "Let me speak to the pressure. Let me speak." He goes, "These guys have the world on their shoulders. The pressure. Poor Alexi Lalas had to sit there. The blood ran out of his face. He basically said to him, "You're a scrub. Why are you up here?" So great.
That pressure is brutal, man. But Tony, let me ask you one last thing before we go. Which is worse to decide a sporting event? Penalty kicks in a shootout or a 2-point conversion off?
Oh, the 2-point. Oh, I hate that. The new college thing is awful.
The 2-point conversion off
Thank you,
is the
Rusty.
worst thing.
It's awful.
It's the worst thing.
It's the dumbest. Yeah, what they've done to the college overtime. Why not just have the NFL overtime and just play a period, kick the ball off? Matt, does that make any sense to you?
I would rather regular season games end in a tie than have a 2-point conversion off.
Of course. That's not football.
Yep.
I appreciate the call. Thank you. And here's the
Later,
problem
buddy.
with it, too. You're going to get people injured. You put all those guys in close and have the 2-point conversion off, as he called it. Hey, John, they say they're about protecting these guys. That doesn't protect anybody, does it?
No, it's too gimmicky, too. And, you brought it up. I agree. I would much rather have a tie. Remember in the days when you had ties, you didn't have a playoff. Everything goes toward the playoff. Now we're going to have an expanded field. So if you tie somebody, I just don't have a big problem with a tie anymore. Now that I see what's involved.
Totally agree.
I would just say, and it doesn't a tie. It keeps more teams in the running for a playoff too.
Totally agree. You guys have been incredible. It's been utterly amazing. It is utterly amazing. This is breaking news. Breaking news, okay? I've got a photograph, John, I'm going to share with you, Matt, and Brian, of Lillian Yee. This comes from Laura. This is Lillian Yee on her socials. Lillian Yee Live says the following. Sad to see one of the best go. It's a picture of her and Jesse Farley, Titans Bill's nephew. She said, "I'm wishing News 12's weekday anchor, Jesse Farley, nothing but the best as he begins his next adventure. Thank you for being an incredible mentor and someone that I'll always look to. You will never be forgotten. You leave incredibly big shoes to fill, and I'm wishing you well, Lillian. Very sweet. Very sweet. And Lillian Yees looks like a sweet, sweet young lady. So there you go. John, I'll send it to you. Brian, would you like it?
Might as well.
I don't really need it.
I mean,
Matt, would you like a
one way or
photo? What do you
another.
mean
Go
you
ahead.
don't want it? Yeah, I'm gonna send it to Brian. What do you mean, John? You don't want it?
I
You
didn't
want to
say I
see it?
didn't want it. I mean, it's not necessary, but I just don't. So you're basically breaking news about Titans.
No, she's breaking news. She's breaking news.
Okay, well, and so are you saying that you knew about it before Titans Bill did?
Let me send it to Bill. That's a good idea.
Wow, those two are
let me
really
send it to
close, Bill and Jesse.
Send it to Bill. Hang on.
Yeah.
So it sounds like he's on the bigger and better things. The kid's very good on the air. Titans Bill. What do I have him under?
Maybe he'll come to Knoxville.
Maybe. I wish that kid well. He's smooth as he wants to be. It's a photo of them. Brian, where's that look like that is? Is that Chattanooga's ballpark, Brian?
It kind of looks like maybe a baseball stadium. I think that is what that is.
Is that Matt? Is that their new stadium? Is that the new AA stadium down there, Matt? Looks like it might be.
He looks like a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
But
And she's
looks
sweet.
can be very deceiving.
Thank you, guys. It's been incredible. I want to thank the living listener for joining. I want to encourage you to check out our blog today over at tclub.team. It's been absolutely amazing. I want to thank you for jumping in and joining us today. If you're over on YouTube today, please hit the like and subscribe button as we reach the 5,000 mark, which we haven't even started to do the short videos yet, and all that stuff's coming, and our basketball preview stuff and all that's coming. Tomorrow, Watson Brown, what I want to get into with him is several things, including that college football is talking about letting these coaches decide when they should have spring practice. No more spring practice. Are we okay with that? The second thing when we get to July 1st is this will be the last year where week 0 looks like a total joke. They're going to play real schedules as they start the season. I've never understood why college football does what they do. The soft opening to a season. It makes zero sense. In the meantime, enjoy the kickball. Juice boxes for everybody. The U.S. plays tomorrow. Go cut yourself an orange up. Get yourself an orange slice like we're playing AYSO. Use soccer. And I love you. And I appreciate you. And I hope you have a Doc Goodone. And thanks for being here. Peace.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
It's totally outstanding. It's a Monday. It's the you and the me. It's the one on the one. It's the Beano Jeff Henderson of it all. It's the kickball. It's the Peyton Manning cheering for Texas of it all. It's the Chaz Coleman of it all. It's the fired up, focused, and preparedness of it all. Beano Jeff, what is your level of pump here on the 4th of July week, a 4-day week for us, because I'm taking off Friday. I don't know, guys, if y'all seen the temperatures here. I know it's warm in Knoxville. I'm in Pennsylvania right now. It's going to be 105 on Friday, Bino. You feel like going to the Phillies game with me that day? 105, Bino?
No, I'll be checking out Friday baseball from the recliner, Tony, at 105.
A temperature of 105.
Woo, boy. Yeah, we're supposed to have heat indexes in the hundreds this week, but